Hello, this is Andrea Nakamaka one more time. And for my third set of observations, I actually ended up going to schools. I went to first Southeast High School in Bradenton, Florida again. And then when I realized I didn't have enough hours, I went to Samoset Elementary, also in Bradenton, Florida. And at Southeast, the first teacher that I observed was Mrs. Vermillion. Which is really fun because I actually had her in middle school. And her class is an intensive language arts class for 10th graders. And so the day that I was there, they work on a computer system called, I can't remember what it's called, but they have individually based plans, or like she can go in and she can set the plans or whatever, but they have individually based lessons based on where their learning level is, and they have to advance a certain amount. And the way her class is, she has the ability to like pull up one article, so to speak, and then like it's tailored for each individual level, depending on where they are. And so what she does is she has them come in and she has these vocabulary words on the board. She's big on vocabulary, and they have these vocabulary words, and they have this little article to read, sort of a little short excerpt, and then they have to answer the questions that are given using the vocabulary words. So it's just a really good way to kind of reiterate what they learned. So, but that class was really different because it was so self-motivated. It was an individual lesson plan, so it wasn't a lot of sitting down and having a lesson besides the original bell work in the morning where they had to read the passage and then they kind of discussed it. Then the second class that I went to the same day was Mrs. Rouse, and her class is an AVID class, which I had never heard of. It's Advancement via Individual Determination. And it was an English class with 9th and 10th graders, and I really enjoyed that class sitting in there because they had, the day that I was there was called Philosophical Chairs, and she had the students write down different questions that they wanted to debate, and then they took turns coming up and debating them, and then they chose their sides, and then they had to argue why they picked either side. And it was really fun. It got really loud. It got really crazy. It was heated, and people were arguing, but it was a lot of fun. Like, and they were trying to pull me in. I'm like, no, I have no opinions. But it was so much fun. Her class, she is so hands-on. Like, she got in there. Like, Miss Vermillion, she like walks around, she talks to the students, they ask a question, she goes over, she gets down, by the desk, they show her, she one-on-one helps them, and then, she goes on. Miss Rouse, though, like, she was sitting down in the middle of the group. At one point, there were a lot of students who were, like, in a maybe section over one of the questions. She's, like, sitting in the middle of the maybes in the floor. It was crazy. She's all in there. But she's really interactive, let's say, with the kids and their learning experience. I thought that was great. The final class that I went to was Miss Jenkins, not Mrs. Miss Jenkins at Samoset Elementary, and it was a 5th grade class. And what was really different about that one was because all the other classes I've done were high school, and so this being elementary, it was, instead of everybody is teaching, even if it's a reading class and then an English class, it's still one basic session, and then you got elementary school where it's every section, every subject, you have to teach. So it was really a lot of fun. Actually, the kids were really sweet. I was there during math and reading, and then I left during science. They started a science experiment. And I left. And they asked so many questions. It was so cute. It was like in high school, you know, and sitting in most of the high school classes, the students kind of are like, oh, you know, drawn back to their own thing. But the elementary school kids, they had like 1,000,007 questions. And she's calling on them, yes, you know, it was really fun. Miss Jenkins, I've interacted with before, and I love her. She's an awesome teacher. And she loves reading, so I love to read, so I really like dealing with her. She has an awesome little reading nook where she like lets the kids go over there. Like they had like an hour of reading time, and the first half of the time is spent, you know, they have passages that they have a reading workbook, and they have to read the passages and answer the questions. And then once they're done, they can, you know, read their own books or whatever. And it was so cute. Like I saw them rushing to try to hurry up and finish their assigned work so they could go read. It's just a really fun experience. I am so glad to have had, wow, it's really loud out here. Sorry. It was a really fun experience. I'm really glad I got the chance to have it, and can't believe it's over. Anywho, bye.